2022-2023. The OSR target, on source revenue target, has been adjusted up to 2024. Honorable Speaker, members can go through, like for example, if you type 9,507, which is 34.2%, will be directed towards development expenditure. The table 5 below provides a summary of total expenditure by broad economic classification. Honorable Speaker, projection of expenditure by economic classification financial year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, members should see compensation to employees for the next financial year, that is 2023-2024. You can see the recurrent, the total is 7,621,643,495. The use of goods and services, you can see what we are expecting to incur the compensation to employee, which is 5,494,584,222. The use of goods and services, we are expecting to incur 980,450,272, Honorable Speaker. The total development, we are expecting to incur 3,966,229,507. Honorable Speaker, resource allocation by spending entity. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Agriculture and Livestock Department, recurrent, they will use 218,133,168. Development, they will incur 473,466,625. A total of allocation of 691,599,793. Gender equality, inclusivity, youth sports, talent development, culture, heritage, and social services. The recurrent is 152,824,776. Development, 76,474,966. A total allocation of 229,299,742. Roads, public works, transport, and infrastructure. Recurrent 163,377,863. Development 955,031,538. A total of 1,118,409,401. Blue economy, fishery, mining, and digital economy. Recurrent 96,286,892. Development 103,950,000. Total allocation 200,236,892. Education, human capital development, and vocational training. Recurrent is 1,218,293,589. Development 263,590,000. Total allocation is 1,481,883,589. Honorable Speaker, public health and medical services. Recurrent 2,531,816,248. Development 604,902,012. The total allocation is 3,136,718,260. Honorable Speaker, members can read through. If you sum up, the total of recurrent is 7,621,643,495. Development allocation 3,966,229,507. The total allocation or the total resource envelope for the next financial year, that is 2023-2024, is 11,587,573,002 shillings. Honorable Speaker, stock of pending bills. The county government has accumulated liabilities arising from pending bills, accounts, payables, and contingent liabilities. At the end of the December 2022, the pending bills owed to the contractors over the last 3 financial years, that is 2019-2020, 2022-2021, 2021-2022, amounted to Kenya shillings 807,241,234.79. Over the midterm period of 2015-2016, 2018-2019, the county government also accumulated of Kenya shillings 1,176,059,884 in contingent liabilities covering withholding VAT, the VAT, withholding tax, and pay. Honorable Speaker, other accounts payable including banks, overdrafts for salary advances totaling to Kenya shillings 1,056,980,636, Kenya shillings 360,450,301 cents in January, Kenya shillings 301,809,241 in February, Kenya shillings 388,721,094 in March. Gratuity of Kenya shillings 31,982,096 and 83 cents at the end of December 2022. And the debts inherited from defunct local authorities of Kenya shillings 188,934,229 and court awards. The debt obligation inherited from those 7 defunct local authorities were domestic in nature and were made up of 3 district components, namely statutory deduction, unpaid emoluments, and pending bills from other creditors. The committee observed that except for the roads, health, education departments, pending entities have not made budgetary provisions for pending bills. In this budget, further, a breakdown of pending bills owed to the contractors and suppliers by the department has not been provided for verification. This poses a risk to financial management since pending bills should form first charge and should be prioritized for the settlement. Honorable Speaker, honorable members are aware there was a committee which was constituted, the pending bill committee, and most of these pending bills are still undergoing the verification, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, compensation to employees for financial year 2023-2024. The county government has proposed to spend Kenya shillings 5,494,584,222 on the employee's salary and benefits, representing 47.4% of the total available resource for the financial year 2023-2024. This is contravention of the Article 107(2) C of the Public Finance Management Act 2012. Honorable Speaker, fiscal priorities and policies for the financial year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, the county government of Homa Bay has 4 key priorities areas for the focus for this budget and financial management include the fiscal priority, and that is the first column, and second column, fiscal policy. The first one is maintaining fiscal stability, that is revenue mobilization policies, providing quality and public service expenditure policies, investing in infrastructure, that is public debt management policies, promoting economic development and empowerment, fiscal equalization policy. Honorable Speaker, on overall budget deficit and financing, the county government intends to operationalize a balanced budget over medium term with no immediate plans to borrow for development. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, under sectoral observations and recommendations, Honorable Speaker, under vote 5120, Department of Finance and Economic Planning, Honorable Speaker, members can go through the key achievements for financial year 2022-2023, and then I'll read some of the challenges experienced during the budget implementation period for financial year 2022-2023. Limited financial resources, that is one of the challenges. The county treasury has had a deal with limited financial resources for the implementing critical development projects initiatives. Economic volatility. The county treasury has had to grapple with the late exchequer release attributed to fluctuations in global and national markets. Honorable Speaker, integrity issues. The department has had a deal with challenges related to integrity, which has been undermining the revenue collection and accounting for the use of county resources. Limited capacity. Honorable Speaker, allow me to take members through key priorities for the financial year 2023-2024 under the Department of Finance. Under Planning, Budgeting and Development Coordination Services Program, these are the priorities: developing statistical abstract, establishing the county data center in planning unit preparation of CBROP, CFSP, and CDMSP, generation of quarterly budget implementation report, facilitation of public participation in preparation of sectoral plans and annual budget estimate for financial year 2024-2025, operationalization of SDG unit, capacity building of new staff on planning and budgetary process. Under revenue generation resource mobilization service program, they are planning to do the following activities: strengthening of revenue system, including acquiring automobiles, operationalization of appropriation in aid policy, developing the resource mobilization policy, training, facilitation of revenue inspections, operationalization of the county revenue, sub-county revenue office, operationalization of new or revamping of dormant revenue streams, all revenue streams. Honorable Speaker, under Financial Reporting Services Program, they are expecting to do the following activities: operationalization of accounts, financial reporting officers, facilitation of routine inspection, specialist audit, works and system advisories, training and development auditors on the audit and system advisories, operationalization of audit and advisory officers, operationalization of procurement unit. Honorable Speaker, under the General Administration and Support Services Program, these are the following activities the Department of Finance wants to undertake: providing for salaries and other personal emoluments, staff housing loans, staff training, facilitation of employees' performance motivation forum, providing for transportation and foreign travel services, capacity strengthening of unit for improved public finance management, capacity strengthening for improved planning, monitoring and evaluation, purchasing of revenue inspection, motor vehicle, and provision for recurrent and capital emergencies. Recommendation. The total department allocation for Kenya shillings 744,644,424, broken down as follows. Kenya shillings, that is the recurrent expenditure, Kenya shillings 695,412,358. Capital expenditure, Kenya shillings 49,232,066. Honorable Speaker, vote 5122. That is County Public Service Board. Honorable Speaker, the key achievement for financial year 2022-2023, members can go through under the recruitment and selection, under performance management, and then HR information management. The key priorities for the next financial year, that is 2023-2024. Under the General Policy, Planning and Administrative Services Program, Honorable Speaker, these are the activities they want to undertake. Remuneration of board members, staffs, and general operation of the board, improvement of the office accommodation, develop county HR integrity policy. Under the Personal Sourcing Management Development and Service Program, these are the following activities they want to undertake: the establishment and the abolishment of offices, maintaining and performance management system, development of and maintenance of HR data, training and development of board members and staffs, recruitment and selection processes. Recommendation. This is what they want to spend for the next financial year. The total department allocation should be Kenya shillings 96,033,555, broken down as follows. The recurrent expenditure, they are going to use Kenya shillings 92,033,555, capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 4 million, which will go towards they want to construct an office, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, vote 5123. That is County Assembly Service Board. Key achievement in the financial year 2022-2023. Members can read. Since this goes to the County Assembly, we have passed various bills, Honorable Speaker. For example, Homa Bay County Climate Change Act 2022, Homa Bay County Revenue Administrative Board Act 2022, Homa Bay County Revenue Administration Act 2022, the Homa Bay County Finance Act 2023, the Homa Bay County Lakefront Development Act 2023, the Homa Bay County Sexual Gender-Based Violence Policy 2022, the Homa Bay County Facility Improvement Fund, FIF under Health, Honorable Speaker, Act 2023, the Homa Bay County Fisheries Aquaculture Management Act 2023. Honorable Speaker, our key priorities for the next financial year 2023-2024, providing car reimbursement for MCS, preparing strategic plan for mid-term program 2023-2027, constructing MCS offices at the wards, completion of phase 2 of the Speaker's residence, upgrading the ICT infrastructure within the Assembly, refurbishment of the committee rooms, renovation of the County Assembly's chambers and offices. Finally, the installation of the CCTV within the county premises. Recommendation, Honorable Speaker. The total department's allocation, that is the County Assembly, is Kenya shillings 1,175,752,487, broken down as follows. The recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 1,053,468,687. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 122,283,800. Note the following, honorable members. The committee services increased from 70, allocation of Kenya shillings 70 million, to Kenya shillings 147 million, including Kenya shillings 100 million for domestic travels and Kenya shillings 47 million for foreign travels. Honorable Speaker, vote 5124, Homa Bay Municipality Board. The key achievements in the financial year 2022-2023. Those are some of the achievements for the Homa Bay Municipal Board. The key priorities for the next financial year 2023-2024. Under Environmental Improvement Service Program, acquisition of land for the dam site. Housing and Urban Development Service Program, they want to do the acquisition of additional land for the use to be used as a cemetery. Recommendation: the total department's allocation should be Kenya shillings 48,058,993, broken down as follows. The recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 28,808,993. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 19,250,000. Honorable Speaker, vote 5125, Office of the Deputy Governor, Department of Agriculture and Livestock. The key achievement for the financial year 2022-2023. Honorable Speaker, the Office of the Deputy Governor and the Department of Agriculture and Livestock. The key achievement for the financial year, members can read. The challenges experienced during the budget implementation for the period 2022-2023, members can go through. Allow me to take members through the key priorities for the financial year 2023-2024. Under the crop development services, these are the following activities: agribusiness development, value chain development to promote the transformation of agricultural products and value-added products. Promotion of TIMPS targeting horticultural, avocado and rice along Oluch Kimera, and enhancement of cotton farming by registering farmers county-wide. Under the food security and enhancement services, the department is planning to invest in agricultural extension services and advisory system to provide farmers with the technical guidance, information on market trends, access to inputs, enabling them to make informed decisions and adopt best practices by promoting farm input subsidy program. They are planning to initiating preliminary works on the County Agricultural Training Center and carrying out an agricultural show. They are also planning to implementing the National Agricultural and Rural Inclusive Growth Project, that is NARIG, National Agricultural Value Chain Development Project, that is NAVCDP, and Agricultural Sector Development Support Program, ASDSP. Under the livestock development services, the department is planning to carry out the following activities: investing in livestock improvement and development by providing artificial insemination and breeding services, as well as purchasing motorcycles for extension services. Investing in livestock infrastructure development system services by constructing Oyugi Slaughterhouse and renovating Homa Bay Slaughterhouse. Investment in livestock health, pest management, and also priority where vaccines of at least, I don't want to talk about at most, 500 animals shall be provided, 3 number of cattle dip being constructed, Honorable Speaker. The recommendation, Honorable Speaker, total department's allocation for the next financial year is Kenya shillings 691,599,793, broken down as follows. The recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 218,133,168. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 473,466,625. Note the following: Kenya shillings 40 million provided for ward-based projects. Honorable Speaker, vote 5126, Department of Gender Equality, Inclusivity, Youth Sports, Talent Development, Cultural Heritage, and Social Services. The key achievement for the financial year 2022-2023, members can see under Culture and Creative Sector, under Social Services and Women Empowerment, under Management and Development, Sports and Sports Facility. I'll take members through the key priorities in the next financial year, that is 2023-2024. Under the Culture and the Creative Sector Development Services, the department has provided for cultural and creative activities. Those activities, especially music, architecture, publishing, and cultural heritage development activities, are expected to provide outlets for practical, imaginative, and creative expression for various cultural groups in the county. Under the social development and empowerment services, the members the department are the ones to perform the following: creating the legal framework for mainstreaming issues of women, youth, and people with disability, creating platforms that help to amplify their voices and enabling them to access economic opportunities. Under the management and development of sports and sports facilities, the department wants to construct the Phase 2 Homa Bay County Stadium and the development of regional sports ground at ward level. Honorable Speaker, the recommendation that the total department's allocation should be Kenya shillings 229,299,742. The recurrent expenditure of Kenya shillings 152,824,776. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 76,474,966. Note the following, that Kenya shillings 40 million out of the capital expenditure, Honorable Speaker, is provided for the ward-based project. Honorable Speaker, vote 5-1 and of 2022-23. Members can go through the key priorities for the next financial year, that is 2023-2024, under General Administration Planning and Support Services Program. The department will be directed towards staff remuneration, enhance staff capacity, support operations and development, operationalization of public works, policy and strategic plan, facilitate routine monitoring and visitation to project sites. Under Public Works Infrastructure Development Service Program, they want to develop and mark the development and marking of car parks, acquisition of grader, acquisition of excavator, acquisition of supervisory vehicles and motorcycles, construction of bridges. Honorable Speaker, under Road Development and Rehabilitation Services Program, the department wants to construct new ward roads, routine maintenance and improvement of the existing county roads. Under Transport Development and Rehabilitation Services Program, rehabilitation of jetty at Homa Bay Pier. Recommendation, Honorable Speaker, the total department allocation should be 1,118,409,401. The recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 1,163,377,863. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 955,031,538. Note the following: 400 million provided for ward-based, 65 million provided for access roads to health facilities, schools and beaches, 40 million provided for pending bills, and Kenya shillings 70 million provided for maintenance of roads. Honorable Speaker, the maintenance of road there is a typo. It should be 300 million, Honorable Speaker. If you add, it will come to 955 million. Honorable Speaker, under vote 5128, Department of Blue Economy, Fisheries, Mining, and Digital Economy. The key achievement in the financial year 2022-2023, members can go through the key achievements, the challenges experienced during the budget implementation, and then I'll go straight to the key priorities in the next financial year, that is 2023-2024. Under the General Administration Planning and Support Services Program, the department has provided for remuneration of staff and routine operations, formulation of ICT policy, and formulation of Mining Act under the Blue Economy Fishery Resources Development Services Program, construction of 10 pit latrines, construction of 8 fish banders, holding a World Fishery Day, construction of fish bracket fingerlings archery, capacity building of 147 BMUs, establishment of Lakefront Development Corporation. Under the Mineral Resource Development and Marketing Services Program, planning to train 100 artisan miners. Under the ICT and Digital Economy Development Service Program, the installation of LED screens, connection of internet to 2 county departments, creation of 2 Wi-Fi hotspots for developing of ERP system. Recommendation, the total allocation should be Kenya shillings 200,236,892. The recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 96,286,892. Capital expenditure is Kenya shillings 103,950,000. Honorable Speaker, vote 5129. Department of Education, Human Capital Development and Vocational Training. Key achievements in the financial year 2022-2023. Honorable Speaker, members can go through the key achievements. Key priorities for the financial year 2023-2024. Under General Administration, Quality Assurance Services, Governor Scholarship, bursary funds for the needy, vulnerable students, and general operation and maintenance cost. Under Early Year Education Services, the department has provided for ward-based projects, settlement of pending bills. Under Human Capital Development and Vocational Training, purchase of education aid related equipment, VTC, construction of 1 twin workshop at Kanyaluo VTC Center of Excellence. Recommendation, the total department's allocation is Kenya shillings 1,481,883,559, broken down as follows. Recurrent expenditure of Kenya shillings 1,218,293,589. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 263,590,000. Note that Kenya shillings 240 million provided for ward-based projects. Honorable Speaker, vote 5130, Department of Public Health and Medical Services. The key priorities for the financial year 2022-2023, members can go through. Under promoted healthy behaviors, improved maternal and child health, strengthened partnership. Priorities in the next financial year, that is 2023-2024. Under the Policy Planning Administrative Support Services Program, payment of salaries for health workers, operation and maintenance. Under Preventive and Promotive Health Services Program, operationalization and improvement of facilities linked to the community unit. facilitating the work of CHVs, disease surveillance and control, including nutrition support. Under the curative, rehabilitative health services program, lease of medical equipment, provision of DANEDA, completion of accident and emergency unit, provision for pending bills, purchase of assorted medical equipments, construction of health facilities in ward level, equipping of funeral parlor at Homa Bay County Teaching and Referral Hospital, upgrading of Nyagoro Health Center, construction of morgue at Sena Dispensary, purchase of utility vehicle, repair of and equipping of old ambulances. Under the Research and Development Services Program, supporting specialized training and research activities of specialized doctors. Recommendations. The total department allocation should be Kenya shillings 3,136,718,260. Recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 2,531,816,248. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 604,902,012. Note the following honorable members. Kenya shillings 120 million provided for the ward-based projects, and then 40 million provided for the pending bills. Honorable Speaker, under vote 5131, Department of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing and Urban Development. Key achievement in the financial year 2022-2023. Members can go through, and then key priorities for the financial year 2023-2024. Under the Lands Physical Planning Services Program, formulation of physical and land use development plans for Rodi, Kopany, and Sindo Township. Preparation of valuation roll for Oyugis Municipality. Acquisition of land and relocation of Homa Bay sewerage. Acquisition of double cab pickup vehicle for land and physical planning services. Under Housing, Urban Development Services Program, improvement of informal settlements under KISIP, renovation of government houses at Salama Estate, Homa Bay Central Ward, upgrading and operationalization of Ndewa ABTC. Under the General Administrative Services Program, payment of salary and operation. Recommendation. The total department allocation should be Kenya shillings 314,943,667. Recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 53,085,062. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 261,858,615. Honorable Speaker, Department of Trade, Industry, Tourism, Cooperative Development and Marketing. Key priorities. Key achievements, Honorable Speaker. Members can go through. Under Trade, Cooperative Entrepreneurship Development Services, under Cooperatives Development Services, and under Tourism Industrial Investment Promotion Services, and under Planning and Administrative Services. Honorable Speaker, key priorities for the financial year 2023-2024. Trade Services Program, Investment in Export Promotion Program, Trade Missions Market Access Initiatives to help diversify export markets, increase international trade, boost foreign exchange earnings, investing in market modernization to enhance better business working hours and environment. Industry Services Program, investment in industrial park, special economic zone to attract investment, promote industrialization, and develop value chains to stimulate job creation. Honorable Speaker, under Tourism Services Program, investment in destination marketing campaigns, digital tourism promotion, and participation in the international tourism fairs to help attract tourists, boost visitor numbers, and generate economic benefit. Under Cooperative Development Services Program, the department wants to invest in strengthening of SACCOs to enhance access to finance for a cooperative members, enabling business expansion and cooperative growth, marketing services program, investment in branding initiatives, advertising campaigns, and digital marketing to help create awareness, build brand reputation, and increase market share. Under personal and administrative services program, these include investment in remuneration staffs accordingly, enhance their capacity to improve service delivery and provide cross-function support to all, catalyze development through policy formulation. Honorable Speaker, the total department allocation is Kenya shillings 555,262,862. Recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 166,447,292. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 388,815,570. Kenya shillings 40 million provided for the ward-based projects. Honorable Speaker, vote 5133. Department of Water, Sanitation, Irrigation, Environment, Energy, and Climate Change. Key achievement for financial year 2022-2023. Members can go through. And then the priorities for the financial year 2023-2024. Under water and sanitation, investment in water supply system, development of water resources such as boreholes, springs, and water distribution networks to improve access to clean and safe water to ensure public health and sanitation. Investment in water conservation initiatives, including water resource system, rainwater harvesting, public awareness campaigns to help manage water resources, sustainability, and address water scarcity challenges. Irrigation and industrial production of support services. Investment in modern irrigation techniques such as drip irrigation, precision farming to optimize water use, reduce water wastage, and increase crop yields. Environment management and forest development services, members can go through. Energy services, invest in renewable energy projects such as solar lights, off-grid solar plants to promote clean energy, irrigation, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and enhance energy security. Climate change adaptation and mitigation services. Invest in climate financing mechanism and climate resilience grants to support climate change adaptation and mitigation projects such as tree planting, afforestation, and conservation of wetlands and other critical ecosystems, such as enabling valuable communities to cope with the climate changes. Personnel and administrative services. Invest to remunerate staff accordingly, enhance their capacity to improve service delivery. Honorable Speaker, under recommendation, the total board allocation is Kenya shillings 744,964,686. Recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 274,482,343. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 470,482,343. Note that Kenya shillings 140 million provided for ward-based projects. Honorable Speaker, under vote 5134, Department of Governance, Administration, Communication, and Devolution. key priorities for financial year 2023-2024. Under the Governance Coordination Services Program, members can go through. Under the Stakeholders Management, Communication and Public Participation, members can also go through. Under the Inspectorate Special Projects and Disaster Management, like preliminary works of establishing 2 fire stations, procuring lightning arresters, purchasing of 2 water ambulances. Recommendation: recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 373,033,698. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 32 million. Honorable Speaker, under vote 5135, Executive Office of the Governor. The key priorities for the financial year 2023-2024 under the Governance Executive Coordination Program: development of the county office complex and facilitating operation of the Executive Office of the Governor. Under the Strategy and Service Delivery Services Program, improving the development outcome from executive decision. Under the Public Service Administration and Support Services, salary of staffs and motivating the best performance. Honorable Speaker, the recommendation: the allocation for the department is Kenya shillings 563,898,971. The recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 463,898,971. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 100 million. Honorable Speaker, vote 5136, Kindu Bay Municipality Board. The key priorities: policy planning administration service program, development of strategic plan, remuneration of staff, municipality board operations, facilitating M&E and general office operations, public works infrastructure improvement service program, installation of solar lights, housing and urban development services program, environmental management activities. Recommendation: the total department allocation should be Kenya shillings 20,060,000. Broken down as follows: the recurrent expenditure of Kenya shillings 10,060,000. Capital expenditure of Kenya shillings 10 million. Honorable Speaker, vote 5137, Mbeita Municipality Board. The key priorities for the financial year 2023-2024: policy planning administration services program, development of strategic plan, remuneration of staffs, municipality board operation, facilitating M&E and general office operation, public works infrastructure improvement service program, the installation of solar lights, housing and urban development services program, environmental management services. Recommendation: the department has got a allocation of Kenya shillings 20,060,000. Recurrent expenditure is Kenya shillings 10,060,000. Capital of expenditure of 10,000. Honorable Speaker, vote 5138, Ndewa Municipality. It has a slight change from other municipalities. The key priorities for financial year 2023-2024: planning, policy, administration services and program. It is the same as the ones for other municipality. Public works and infrastructure improvement service program, the installation of solar lights. The recommendations: the total department's allocation is Kenya shillings 20,951,972. Recurrent expenditure is 10,060,000. Capital expenditure 10,891,972. Honorable Ando Yugis Municipality Board, that is vote 5191. Members can go through the key priorities, the same as other municipality. The recommendation: Oyugis Municipality has got a recurrent expenditure of 10,060,000. capital expenditure of 10 million, a total of allocation of 20,060,000. Honorable Speaker, allow me to go to the Committee General recommendations. Honorable Speaker, the first recommendation, the county treasury should provide adequate budgetary allocation towards settling of pending bills as first charge to mid-term budget for financial year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, the county expenditure, that is number 2, the county expenditure priorities should be aligned with the available resources to ensure non-accumulation of pending bills. However, in the medium term, the Treasury is encouraged to seek funding through the alternative means such as public-private partnership, that is PPs, and funding through infrastructure bonds to finance its development. This should be done within the confines of Public Finance Management Act 2012 with the approval of the County Assembly. Recommendation number 3, Honorable Speaker, as part of measures to transfer financial resources and decision-making authority to lower levels, the county government of Homa Bay should endeavor to enable spending entities to have more control over the public finances, including revenue generation and expenditure management of financial reporting. Number 4, the county government should endeavor to devolve financial autonomy to the newly created municipalities to collect taxes and spend on the impactful programs. This can help municipalities to manage their finances independently and cater to local needs more effectively. Number 5, the county government should ensure strict compliance with the fiscal responsibility requirement on expenditure on wages and benefits of the county employees. County government are required to, under regulation of 25(1) of PFM county governments, regulation of 2015, to ensure that the expenditure on wages and benefits does not exceed 35% of their total revenue. Honorable Speaker, recommendation number 6, the county government should endeavor to complete the ongoing HR and payroll audit and to submit the report of the consulting firm to the committee within the first quarter of financial year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, further, it is the recommendation of the committee that the county government should freeze any further recruitments until the audit report is finalized. The County Public Service Board should only fill critical vacancies. This will aid in managing the ballooning wage bill. Honorable Speaker, there is a list of ward-based projects for financial year 2023. Members can go through the ward-based projects per ward, Honorable Speaker. The elected members can go through. We captured all the proposal from the members, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Budget and Appropriation Committee prays that the Honorable House do adopt this report, Honorable Speaker.
Who is your seconder?
Honorable Speaker, I call upon Honorable Nicholas Owaka to second the report.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second adoption of this report. Honorable Speaker, I have the following comments to give. Honorable Speaker, Indeed, it is true that it is the mandate of this Honorable House at this hour to approve the budget appropriation for the county government of Homa Bay and its citizens for utilization. Honorable Speaker, on the side of the executive, I want to highlight the following, that we realized with a lot of concern that wage bill is still a main issue, and this wage bill, if not taken control of, then it may land the county government into a mess. Honorable Speaker, when we were provided with a list of staff, you will realize that a number of staff lists that was provided to the committee lacked very vital documents, some of which were personal identity numbers, which could not actually give us clarity whether to ascertain what was provided before us. And this committee, the Honorable Committee, questioned that. Honorable Speaker, it is prudent that each spending unit need to take into account that
please request. Request.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I will take it up again. Honorable Speaker, it is prudent that each and every spending unit need to take into account that as they budget within the department, they need to budget for pending bills, because in each and every department there are projects that are ongoing. And this project, at one point, if they are rolled over to another financial year, then they need to be reverted and spent. But this was not the case in a number of departments. That was our main concern as a committee. And going forward, that will also mean that we will be eating into the new budget if a provision for pending bill is not given. Honorable Speaker, we also realized that there is need for financial autonomy when it comes to departmental spending as enshrined in the PFM Act. Honorable Speaker, it is clear that a number of our spending units are still scrambling with the fact that they need to request and spend at the department and also account for those spendings. But this is still being done at the central point at the finance docket, which we have highlighted as a committee. Honorable Speaker, I want to bring to the attention of this committee, that this Honorable House, that excluding, leaving alone the 4 million that is going for the bursary per ward, we have a whopping 1.08 of the assembly allocation to the honorable members and the honorable staffs. Honorable Speaker, with a lot of humility, our main role is legislation, oversight, and representation. This can only be realized when the honorable members are fully facilitated. And I want to state that there is upward increment in terms of committee allocation that has been highlighted by the Honorable Chair. The same has also happened into the domestic, and also it has also happened into the travel allowances. I want to state, Honorable Speaker, that if this budget is implemented in its spirit, in totality, then the county of Homa Bay will experience an upward growth without any stagnation. Honorable Speaker, I believe that after the uploading of this budget, we shall now wait to see the role that is going to be played by the executive committee member in charge of finance when it comes to uploading. Likewise, we are also waiting to see what is going to happen to the county assembly side led by the executive clerk when it comes to uploading without any alteration. Honorable Speaker, I want to sincerely thank your office for the support that you've given to us as a committee when we were undertaking this work. Honorable Speaker, again I want to sincerely thank the Office of the Clerk and the Secretariat for whatever kind of energy they've also put in implementing this. I want to land by stating that I'm supporting the adoption of this report.
Thank you. Seconding and adopting.
Seconding the adoption of this.
Thank you, Honorable Lack. Honorable members, I know you've interacted with this document for quite some time. You've even interacted with it at the initial stages of the sectoral hearings. This is a document that is long overdue, and we only expect a few comments from it. And with having been moved by the chair of the Budget Appropriation and seconded by Honorable Waka, who is also a budget committee member, I therefore propose the question that this House adopts the report of the Budget Appropriation Committee on the Homa Bay County budget estimate for the financial year 2023-2024. The question proposed, Honorable Tony Otieno.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, from one side I stand to thank the Honorable Chair for Budget and Appropriation Committee and the committee for a good report, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a very important report tabled before us as a House, Honorable Speaker. All of us understand that budget making is a process, and it starts with the level of formulation, Honorable Speaker, to the point where it is now where we have to approve this budget as a House. Honorable Speaker, if you look at our Standing Order 187.3b, which mandates the committee to discuss, to review the county budget estimates, Honorable Speaker. This is a very important role that the committee plays. And as a House, we have a very unique responsibility, Honorable Speaker, to approve the county budget estimates, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, that goes without saying that we take a lead role in terms of budgetary oversight in this county, Honorable Speaker. And again, if you look at it, it's our role as House to ensure there's transparency and accountability in terms of use of public resources, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is also important to note that the budget, as a House, we need to ensure that this budget reflects the wishes of the people of Homa Bay, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we also have a role to play in terms of the law. If you look at the PFM Act, Section 41 and 2, Honorable Speaker, in terms of the regulations, notice number 35, Honorable Speaker, we have a role to ensure that this budget complies with that regulation, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we also have a role to ensure that the budget presented to us complies with Section 129 and 130 of the PFM Act, Honorable Speaker, number 18 of 2012, Honorable Speaker. Most importantly, Honorable Speaker, that as a House, we need to ensure that this budget complies with the CIDP, it complies with the ADP, and it also complies with the resolutions that we pass as a House, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the money that is already disbursed to our county from the national government from 2013 to the year 2019-2020, is close to 42 billion, Honorable Speaker. That translates to about 5,421 payment per person, Honorable Speaker. This one tells us something that this money needs to be effectively used in our county, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I mentioned, if you look at our budget presented before us, and one thing that we have to note, Honorable Speaker, that weight is given to departments, one being roads, where we have a total of 400 million allocated to road projects, Honorable Speaker. This is very important to us as honorable members and also as a county that our roads will be maintained going forward, Honorable Speaker. A total of 370 for maintenance of road, Honorable Speaker. This is also important to us, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, one important thing that we have to really note as honorable members, that when you look at the own source revenue, Honorable Speaker, there is aspect of unrealistic. Protect me from Honorable Odongo, Honorable Speaker.
You are protected.
Thank you.
Proceed, Honorable Tony Otieno.
You know, today he has a budget court. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the unrealistic nature of the own source revenue, then the county executive needs to do something going forward. That tells us that if we serve the risk, if this money is not collected, then major projects might not be implemented, Honorable Speaker. So it's upon the county government to have proper strategies so that the on-source revenue presented in this budget is achieved, Honorable Speaker, for the key projects to be undertaken, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, one important thing is about the ballooning wage bill, Honorable Speaker. That if you look at what is presented to us is about 47.4%, vis-a-vis the PFM Act, which recommends 35%, Honorable Speaker. Something has to be done, Honorable Speaker. The other bit is about the need to have the process of tendering started at early stage, Honorable Speaker, so that we don't have rollover of projects going forward, Honorable Speaker. This is important to us as honorable members, that we don't want to see lapsing in terms of rollover of projects to the next fiscal years, Honorable Speaker. This is important to us. The most important thing that I'm going to say, Honorable Speaker, is in terms of the distribution of the flagship projects in our county, Honorable Speaker. If you look at the report presented to us, not every sub-county is captured in terms of the flagship project. Going forward, Honorable Speaker, we would wish to see a distribution of flagship project across the county, Honorable Speaker. In terms of what is presented, we have the industrial park of 150 million, a very good project, Honorable Speaker. In terms of the accident and emergency center within Homa Bay town constituency, 100 million, Honorable Speaker. This is a very good one. But we want to see a proper distribution in terms of the flagship projects going forward, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think the county government of Homa Bay, the executive, needs to have proper strategies in terms of their own source revenue so that we ensure that what is presented to us is achieved, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a balanced budget. And if you look at the budget itself, there is no provision, or there is no provision in terms of borrowing. I think this complies with the PFM Act in terms of having a balanced budget if you look at the regulation, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, without saying much, I support the adoption of this report in totality, and I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Tony Otieno. Honorable Komolo, the MCA for Homa Bay East.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. First, allow me to appreciate our able budget chair, who has made a very good presentation. Honorable Speaker, this budget indeed has been my main concern. And as you can see, the departmental allocations in this budget makes a lot of sense. And I want to explain that in history, we have been found on the bad side of history that the personal emoluments of employees, that is the salaries, allowances, gratuities, and even superannuation of these employees has been an issue in this country. You find we have had quite a series of strikes. And this, you can see in this budget, there is an allocation well enough, good enough, to avoid such strikes happening again in this country, Honorable Speaker. And again, this is also the first budget where I'm seeing there is an allocation to ensure that there is an establishment or construction of ward offices within the county, Honorable Speaker. Then again, allow me move quickly. We have always known that governments have sunk. due to excessive levels of debt, which have always hampered the growth. And as you can see from this budget, our county government has no intentions of even making or having further borrowing. Honorable Speaker, we know when we have high levels of debt, Honorable Speaker, we shall have a long term. We shall not be able to thwart long-term economic growth that can be affected by having excessive debts. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that we have also seen that all our wards have been given some allocations. And we know very well devolution transfer powers from the national government to county government. This is in tandem with the fact that we want equitable share of resources to trickle down to our wards. Honorable Speaker, not forgetting that we also have an equalization fund that has been found or that has been factored in this budget. Honorable Speaker, as a member of Mabwe East Ward, there are some wards in this county that are indeed marginalized. For example, Kwabai Ward and North Kabwach, as indicated in this budget, Honorable Speaker, we may need them to be catered for or to be factored in such an allocation to ensure that they have access to roads. Honorable Speaker, this is the first time I can hear Honorable Member of Kwabai really nodding his head. Honorable Speaker, this is the first time when I was sworn in as a member of county assembly that I met someone from Kabwach, Honorable Speaker. The poor access roads in Kabwach and Kwabai, Honorable Speaker, limited the access of interaction, Honorable Speaker, of members in this county. And I have to appreciate the fact that they have been factored in this budget, Honorable Speaker, through equalization fund that will see these marginalized areas.
What is out of order, Majority Leader? Be unanswered. Can you switch off other mics so that we allow Majority Leader? Honorable Dr. Kochola, switch off your microphone. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I was trying to support what, the debating direction of Honorable Molo. But I didn't know, Mr. Speaker, that his debate was going towards demeaning and looking down upon Kabwach and Kwabai. Mr. Speaker, is it in order for Honorable Molo to mislead this House, and knowing very well, Mr. Speaker, that his ward neighbors, Kabwach North ward, and Mr. Speaker, even this morning, if you go to Marindi, a shopping center, Mr. Speaker, you'll realize that more than, a quarter the number of residents there are from Kabwach. Is it in order for Honorable Molo to mislead this House, Mr. Speaker, that
I think you are home.
by September of last year, Mr. Speaker, was the first time of him meeting somebody from Kabwach. And that somebody, Mr. Speaker, I think is Honorable Boaz. That for the first time in the history of his life, is it in order, Mr.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Majority Leader, I've known where you are headed to, and Honorable Molo, you are challenged by the Majority Leader to explain. And if you can't explain, just apologize for having misled the House so that we have a smooth debate. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It's only me who knows the fact that this is the first time I met someone from Kabwach and Kwabai, to be very specific. But anyway, regarding all those, I stand to withdraw and apologize to the honorable members and to the people of Kabwach.
Then proceed to debate.
Even as I conclude, Honorable Speaker, we have seen that this budget has catered for pending bills. We have always known that pending bills has been a systematic issue in this our county. And so many businesses have shut down, jobs are lost, and power of people in terms of investment sunk. Honorable Speaker, catering for spending bills in a budget is key to the economic growth of this country. And as an honorable member of Mabei Eastward, I would wish to support the adoption of this report. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Chief Whip, Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, from the onset, I want to support the adoption of this report. Honorable Speaker, I also want to commend the chair and the committee for a good job. Honorable Speaker, the budget estimate for 2023-2024, Honorable Speaker, we've realized that the public participation was done, which is a big requirement, Honorable Speaker, in setting up the priorities. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that this is the best so far as our ward projects are concerned, because we have seen, Honorable Speaker, a total of 1.060 billion being given to our ward projects, Honorable Speaker. This will impact directly to our electorates, Honorable Speaker, and more so to the honorable members who are here, Honorable Speaker. We at least have something to show, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this budget estimate so far is in tandem with the CIDP. It's also in tandem with the ADP, Honorable Speaker, and for that, Honorable Speaker, it's a good budget, Honorable Speaker. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, to highlight on the issue of on-source revenue, and we've realized that there is an upward trend of 15.7 increase, Honorable Speaker, and these are resulted due to good surveillance and good reporting, Honorable Speaker, that has been enhanced. We always say that if all the pilferages can be stopped, Honorable Speaker, then we can realize our target, Honorable Speaker. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, this is a good budget that has got all the expenditures. Honorable Speaker, this is a budget that has shown that Homa Bay County is going towards a good direction, and towards that effect, Honorable Speaker, I rise to support. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Bondo. Members, I'm finding you people repeating yourselves in the debate, and I want to call upon the mover to reply. Chair, budget.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank all the members of the County Assembly of Homa Bay for the adoption of this report, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to implore the chair award base. Honorable Speaker, for the first time in the history of this county that we are having an allocation of 26.5 million per ward for the ward base, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to implore the chair ward base to ensure that this time round we need to start the process of procurement as early as possible, Honorable Speaker, to ensure that all these ward-based projects, Honorable Speaker, are implemented in time and the contractors are paid, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank also Her Excellency for finding it wise to give us that allocation for our wards, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm very sure that with the allocation of 3.9 billion for the development in Homa Bay County, Honorable Speaker, if this budget will be implemented, and we as a budget committee and the various sectoral committees, Honorable Speaker, we check on the implementation of this project, of this budget, the 3.9 billion properly, I am very sure with the kind of the government we are having in place, the residents of Homa Bay will realize the development they have been yearning for. Otherwise, thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Well done. Well done, Chair. I therefore put the question that this House adopt a report on the Budget Appropriation Committee on the Homa Bay County budget estimate for the financial year 2023-2024. Will as many of the same opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the court of opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, adjournment.
Honorable members, this House stands adjourned to next week on Tuesday, 4th of July 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Thank you.